It's April 8th, 2023. Today, we are speaking to Foga Nukunu. We are going all the way to the Ketu South. If my camera will behave. Okay, so let me take that again. Today, we are going all the way to the Ketu South. That is the constituency of my home. We are speaking to one of the candidates who's standing to represent that area in the person of Foga Nukunu. This is a wonderful story, and I want you to hear it. I want you to, let your friends, especially those from that area, to also join us and kind of hear from this gentleman and his background, his struggles, the journey to get to this point. So please do me a favor, share the link so that those who are interested or maybe interested in this show can also join us and watch it. Again, my name is Alfred Amuzu. This is the Ghana Agenda. We are on every Saturday. We usually start at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is 6 p.m. Ghana time. But today is a special show. We were actually going to take off the day to celebrate Easter with all our Christians friends. I quite remember back in the days when I was a kid in Aflao. This is a huge celebration for me. Matter of fact, I know Aflao does the picnic in the afternoon. So the way I tackle it is, matter of fact, Aflao does the picnic on Monday. The Easter picnic is usually on Monday, and that is where we see all the other sides of the Ketu South, like people coming from Agbozuma. There's so many people coming to swim, and usually that story doesn't turn out very well, but it brings back memories. And I know the preparations are underway, that people will be flooding the beaches on the coming Monday to celebrate. But the way I used to take part in that is because my mom is from Keji. The Keji folks have their Easter celebrations on Sunday. So I start from, the Anglo Constituency, used to be, I think it's now part of Ketu Constituency. I think the demarcation there is between, once you get to Blakusu, or right before Blakusu, Ketu is out. So Agaveji and all, Agaveji Adina, Sahajana and all these other places through Denu and all the way to Aflao are part of Ketu South. But Ketu begins once you cross to Azizanji. Therefore, I start celebrating my Zanji. And there's boat rides, food everywhere, families who were dispersed by the sea erosion over the years come together, and we do this event. People do this how do you call it, the rice sack or so, or whether it's a maize sack, or they run in sack. They do the sack race, the boat rides. They bring some spinning music, whatever, from Accra. It's always fun. And they usually come from all over the places. We have those living in, a lot of them actually, I believe, live in Accra now. Tema, Ashaima, and all over the country actually. So they all come back and we celebrate Easter. So once that Sunday Easter is done, that is when I run to Aflao, because I know Aflao has the Monday one, and then we go to Aflao, and the so many people join us there. The entire Ketu South sort of mobilizes on Aflao, and we enjoy Easter. So I'm sure the preparations are underway. We Afar can only watch with a little bit of jealousy, because we wish we were part of you. But that is not the topic today. Today we are speaking to a son of the land who is running for the MP for that area, in the person of Foga Nukunu. Now, a little bit about Foga. This is not his first rodeo. In other words, he's done this before. As a matter of fact, he was on the ticket last term around. He ran, but lost very narrowly. He's a local. In other words, he stays in the community. He lives right there in Aflao himself. My understanding is Foga teaches at not St. Paul's, but Ketu Secondary School. You've heard about Ketu Secondary School and all the good things they are doing during the maths and quiz or the science maths and quiz competitions. I think he's in the studio now, so we'll start that conversation as soon as possible. But you've heard all the good things that Ketu School has been doing, and he's one of the teachers. So if you are looking for people to give credit to, these are some of the teachers that are helping our students in the secondary school area very well. Girl, your sound, your background is really bad. Okay, where's all?
Very bad.
Can you hear me?
Good.
Okay, so I was just doing a little background
conversation.
Okay, perfect. I was just doing a little background conversation. If you can turn the lights on in your room so that people can see you well, because I think the lights are a little bit dark. I'm going to take a quick commercial break. I'll take 30 minutes commercial break while you set yourself up, and I'll share the link, and then we can start the conversation. Well, welcome to the show. We'll be right back.
Woman of the lights are very high one.
All right, if you're watching us, please share the link. Again, my name is Afrena Muzu, and welcome to the Ghana Agenda. We have my guest in studio. We would soon start the conversations. I think his background is still not looking very clear, but I mean, we have to do justice to the conversations quickly. Foga, say something so I can hear your voice and know that your sound is good. I think malabado, but it's just. I wish that you, and then you face the light and the camera, instead of turning your back to the light, face the light. I don't know if you can hear me.
Is it okay?
Okay, I forgot. I think it's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me today, Foga. I'm always watching you from afar, and I can only admire everything you've been doing so far. And I'm a fan and I'm a supporter. So I was excited to see you agree to join me today for this interview. So how are you doing? How is Easter in the preparations? How is Aflau preparing for Easter? But before you do give me, what is going on in Aflau, tell me a little bit about yourself, because this is the second time you're coming on the show, but still, I don't think some of my people who are watching know you. Tell us a little bit about Vanovi Foga Allergy. There's so many exciting things happening with regards to yourself, and I want you to kind of touch a little on who Foga is before we get into the political conversation. So, who is Foga Nukunu from Duta? Tell us a little bit. Oh, I think Foga is frozen. Foga, can you hear me? I think it's frozen. Okay, so this are the type of usually the network in Ghana is not very well. Can you hear me?
Okay, thank you very, very much. Greetings to
All right. I think we are still having some connection issues. But guys, share the link so others can join us. Of course, we're going to work behind the scene to resolve his connecting issues and have the conversation flow. Um, yeah, so today's discussions would be a one-on-one with Honorable Foga Nukunu, who we are all praying for to represent the Ketu Saft in the next parliament. That will be the ninth parliament. We currently have him on, but I believe his network is giving us a little bit of issues. So we wait to have that resolved. But I was talking about Fogan being a twin. A twin. He has a twin brother. I believe his twin brother is a George or so. So this is an amazing family story here that I want to get into. I want to kind of get to know this man who we or the people are saying this is his time. From what I'm hearing from the political analyst and the strategies that I've been talking to, a lot of them are saying that the current MP of Ketu Saft is still running again, so it's not easy to kind of take over from an incumbent. But maybe if there's anybody who can do it, this is the man who can do it. So we are waiting to have him on. I forgot he's still on. I forgot your internet is not the best, but take your time and tell us a little bit about yourself before we get. So people are saying this is your time. All right, it's your time to go to Parliament. There's an excitement in the constituency, but some of us don't know you, even though we are all the way from the United States or all over the world. We cannot vote for you. Maybe we can use our pockets to vote for you, right? So tell us who you are so we can get to know you a little bit more. Foga, go ahead. Foga, can you hear me? All right. Okay, guys. Our country is our country, right? The internet is really, 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 really bad. But I'm gonna kind of just go ahead and address some of what I've been hearing from political strategies from that side of from outside of the world. And one of the messages that gets stressed on lately is that we have a very wonderful MP in Jaffa, but of course, Jaffa is well connected as well, and she is running again. She is running again. So if an incumbent is running, it is difficult. I know in other political parties, like for instance the MPP, if an incumbent is running, they try so hard not to have anybody challenge them. But it is not the same in NDC. NDC is open. I mean, you can run, you can challenge an incumbent, and this is likely to be one of those seats where we see some upsets. When I say upsets, meaning you can see somebody rising to beat an incumbent, or perhaps the incumbent retaining her seat. So the expectation of the people may not necessarily be met on election day. However, we on the Ghana agenda are open to conversation with both parties, both nominees, whoever is running. And I believe my understanding currently is that there are 3 people running in the Ketu Saft. We have Foga Nukunu himself. We have Jifago Mashi, who's the current MP. And then I believe we have a Morty. I forgot his first name, but there's a Morty also running. So there's 3 people running to potentially fill the seat of MP and represent the Ketu Saft. The Ketu Saft is a big, constituency. Over the years, there's been recommendations to split it. where Aflaud would pick up a municipality of its own. I'm not sure where those discussions are, but I think that would be a good thing for Aflaud to pick a municipality of its own, because it's huge. It's a huge. It has about, I believe, 4 or 5 traditional areas in the same constituency. There is a Some, there is the all right. When he comes, he's gonna explain all that to us. But this election that we are, going into, I believe is gonna be May 13th or so. He will clarify that. This election is gonna be a delegates only election, which means you must already be a delegate in order to, cast voting. This is not open to the public, so it's delegates within the NDC. So it's a delegates race. You have to talk to the delegates. You have to align them on your side. And when they vote for you, automatically you represent the NDC. And in Ketu South, once you represent the NDC, you are going to parliament. So this is why this race is critical. I mean, somebody will say, "Oh, why won't you wait when it's the parliamentary election for you to actually get engaged in?" No, but you see, the thing with the Ketu South, there are places where it is heavily one-party dominant constituency, is that the primaries is where the decision is made. Whoever wins at the primaries goes on to become the member of parliament. So it is important that these conversations are had at this point. And like I was saying, the last trial, which is the last time such a race was held, it was super close, super close, super close. So people are saying, the strategies that I've been speaking to are saying the likelihood is that my boy Foga is likely to cross that threshold this year and maybe represents the Ketu South in parliament. The proof is in the pudding. We will find all that out. Okay, so my understanding is, oh my God, it is raining heavily in the area at the moment, and networks are very bad. So that's why we're having some difficulties getting my guests to join. But we continue to make the attempt and get him here. Otherwise, I'll keep talking through, or providing a talking point until we're able to get him. If we don't get him, I'll still be able to feed in a whole lot. What I really wanted to do is to tap his brain with regards to his plans for the area. Of course, we know this is an agrarian area. It is an agriculture area. He's back online. Let me see. Foga, let's try this again. How is the network now? Can you speak so I can see if you can hear me?
It's raining here heavily. It's raining here heavily.
Yes.
Where
All right, so you heard him. It's raining heavily. Sad to say, but that is the issue we are having. All right. All right. Yeah. So Foga, I have a few messages that I would have loved to share with you. So basically, I'm trying to pick up his mind on things like, this is a very heavily agriculture area. In other words, the Ketu South depends strictly or mostly on fishing at the coastline, all the way from Aflau to, let's say, Agaveji. Then the rest of the constituency is more into agriculture. There's rice farming, there's cassava, there's maize, heavily. That's what they do. And so improvements in agriculture or anything to do with providing fertilizers, seedlings, and the little fishes that people put in the ponds and etc. They also do salt mining. Those are the concerns in that area. So I was, hoping that we can get to hear from Foga some of the plans, the ideas he has about improving agriculture in the area and improving on the economic condition of the people in that area. One other thing that is rampant in the area is unemployment. Unemployment is rampant. I'm from Aflau. Of course, I would have loved to stay in Aflau, but where is the jobs? When I was, in my university days, the goal was hurry up, finish university, and get out of here. But if there were jobs in Aflau, that's where I would have stayed, right? Because it is where I was born. I love that place. When I come back from my adventures, the first place I go to is Aflau. All my loved ones are there. That is where I feel at home, right? It is a place to feel at home. If you know it, you know it. For those of you listening to me who are from the Ketu South, you know that this is, where you want to live. This is home for you. But it is home when there is a way to make an income, when there is a job that you can do. So the unemployment issue is also heavy in the area. Once the border between Aflau and Ghana and Togo is closed, the entire economy of Aflau is destroyed. So how do we kind of divest Aflau from that relationship? Once we don't have the border, or if the border is closed, how can Aflau still continue to survive? How can we make Aflau the next Lomé so that Lomé actually depends on Aflau instead of Aflau depending on Lomé? So basically, economy is a big deal for anyone running in that area to also pay attention to. And I'm hoping that when we get my guests, we can pose questions on that to kind of see where his mind is, because we need to know the guy who is going to be representing us. Lo and behold, come the 13th or whatever date they are holding the primaries, lo and behold, come that day, all right, I'm praying that we have Foga, but yeah, if that is your prayer too, when we have Foga, we need to know where Foga is going to go. And that is one of the things I want to ask him. Other things like education. Education is huge. When I was growing up, and for those of you who are from the area, you know that we produce some of the best students in Ghana. We have some of our students winning best students in Ghana. All right. When I was growing up, we had schools like, my alma mater, the Border School, which was a great school, produced a lot of special. This is a school that was actually started by the military, of course, to kind of provide education for their children and, of course, open it to the neighborhood. So some of us benefited from that as well. But it was doing good. It was doing good. Until then, we have schools like Amazing Love. Who can forget Amazing Love? We should all remember Amazing Love. Amazing Love was amazing to start with. It was producing students who were getting some of the best grades in the country, moving on to do great things in the country. So education is a huge topic in the area. Aflau or the Ketu South, and I mean, hopefully I'm mentioning too much Aflau too much. But even at Bozumam, we have the Wisdom Schools or the Wisdom International, which produce some of the most talented people we know in Ghana today. How do we bring that back? Of course, maybe there are. I'm not there, so I don't know too much of the best schools now and how they are doing, but education is huge in Ketu South, and it's something I'm hoping that when my guest is finally, if we get the network working, we can ask all these questions, but it's all going to depend on the network. So I'm still waiting. I have Mauko Atisu, my junior, of course, back in the days. Atisu, thanks for your comment here. He says, I think he's saying something is great. There's the rooms are dark. Yeah, he said so. And then he also says the networks are bad. So thanks for watching. Atisu, please share the link so that others can join us. We appreciate all the comments. Please send your comments. But I'm going to enumerate some of the things that I was expecting. Of course, somebody saying with Foga, that is from Ketu says with Foga education will improve. And I have no doubt because he himself is a teacher. And yes, last week when we were talking, we said something like Bob Marley has a quote that says, he who feels it knows it. He who is in the system will definitely know how to handle it better. Him being an educator himself, I'm sure is very tuned to the pertinent issues within that sector, right? We need to improve on education in the district again. We need to lead the country again in terms of producing some of the brilliant and best people. My sister Efwa Antoinette Baragbon is watching us all the way from the United Kingdom. Efo, people are waiting for you. So this your internet thing is not helping, okay? She wishes you very well. She wishes you very well. She's so like Efo, I said, a lot of us here who are watching and interested in you are not people who are likely to, give votes to you because we are not a delegate. Maybe some delegate is listening to me who perhaps may also be interested in voting for you because they've heard what we are discussing here. But the people here, I want you to come and ask them for money. I want you to come and ask them for support. That is what this is about. So if you can, hurry up and join. Otherwise, I'll be doing your bidding until you come in now. And this platform is open for all the other candidates as well. So this is not only about Foga. If there's anybody running like the Morty guy, I need to get into contact with him and he wants to come on the show, I am open to do that interview. Just make sure your network is working well. And also to my big sister, Jifar Gomashi, who's been leading the constituency for the last 4 years and doing some wonderful work. She can also, this is an open platform for her as well. Anytime she's interested in, I'm happy to discuss some of the achievements and some of the areas that needs improvement so that we can all learn. This is a learning journey. We are all in it together. All right. So Foga, like I was saying, is a teacher himself. So the understanding that he who is in it knows it better can be applied here, and I think he might be able to do a better job. Right. So the rain has been back. He might be able to do a better work. Lobbying, because again, we need to set the expectations right. An MP is not someone who has a lot of money in his pockets. We don't give our MPs money. Besides, the what do we call it? It's the common fund, which they all have a little piece of to kind of do a development here and there. The MP is not going to have money in his pocket. We should know that. So how would this MP develop education or provide any support for agriculture? Through lobbying. What is lobbying? In other words, through how that MP relates to ruling governments, be it NDC or MPP, how the MP is able to put the issues of the constituency at the front burner as priority. And it involves a lot of legwork. You have to always keep reminding ministers, deputy ministers, if you yourself are appointed, hopefully, then and make it into cabinet, chances are, the presidents have your ears, the ministers have your ears, so you are constantly lobbying for your area so that the roads can be tarred. The road between Ochiga Junction all the way to the beach is really bad. I heard something was going to be done about it. Hopefully it was done. But beyond that, there are issues in the Dutas, in the inner areas, right? Akpokpolo and all these other places. There are issues there that the MP will not be able to support directly from his pockets, but he can use his lobbying power. So when you are voting for somebody, one of the things you look for is, how is their interpersonal relationships? Are these people who are agreeable, people who can work things out with others? Are they people who can relate well? And I was hoping I can put these questions to my brother Foga, but we'll see, right? We're still waiting on the network. I think from what I'm getting right now, it's gonna be tough to get him here, especially with the network the way it is. So, okay, I can hear something again. So he's joining. We'll try this again. So he's here. Let's see, Foga. Even if you cannot show me video, it's fine. Your voice alone is important. Can you hear me? All right, so I still don't think he can hear me. And so, well, I'll keep him here. And if he can hear me, or if once I hear the sound from him, we'll pick him up and then we'll have the conversation going on. So those are the things. Like, again, education is very important. We talked about yeah, Foga, can you hear me?
I will win.
Foga, can you hear me? Mr. Foga, if you can hear me, let me know so we can start your part of the interview. Okay. I don't think he can still hear me. So yeah, again, we spoke about education. We talk about the ability to relate to other people very well as one of the traits we are looking for in an MP. Whether he has any specific proposals for infrastructure development. Infrastructure development is another important area, and we want to understand from our MP candidates, especially those who haven't been in parliament before, right? How are they going to lobby some infrastructure into the district? We need things. We need schools. I know there was a big fight over the Aflao Day Secondary School. Fogan, if you can hear me, say something so I can hear you.
Please, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good. Welcome to the show, Foga. So I was just saying, yeah. People are saying all right. People are saying it's your time. Because you've been down there, you've done that, you are ready. Tell us. Are you ready for that? Oh my God.
Yeah, please. I'm ready to contest and become the MP for Ketu South.
Okay.
The reason is very simple.
Yep.
I have been with my people for the past 22 years, working as a party person, at the same time working for my community. I've been branch secretary in my electoral area for 16 good years. For my party, I've done a lot of work. I became a constituency youth organizer, moved to constituency secretary.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Moved to the constituency secretary. I've served as a constituency secretary, then worked as an assembly member. I've done a lot of work for my people. In my electoral area, for example, I started a school which is one of the best schools, basic schools in my area. In my electoral area again, when Diamond Cement was operating, the area was hit by heavy pollution, cement dust pollution, and I did a lot of work to ensure some of the people were resettled. So I believe that I'm ready to represent my people. Having worked with them for years, I think I am ready. Thank you.
Wonderful. People say you are a people person. They love you in the community. They say this is your time. But some of the problems we have in that area is there are no jobs. How do you think your representation will likely trigger some companies to come into the area?
Okay, because of what I've been doing for the youth, especially supporting them in their schools and other things, when I pick the phone to contest, it will surprise you that one of the businessmen in Ketu South who started a starch company called me and said, he is going to help me immediately I survived this election, that he will bring a lot of people into the constituency so that they can employ a lot of people. So people are interested. They just want me to win the election. The reason is very simple. They want a listening MP, somebody who understands them, somebody who understands the challenges of the youth. And I believe that if a lot of people will be interested in investing in the area, I have seen the beach and the opportunities along the beach side. Ketu is doing well, and I think we can lure the investors to come and develop our coastal side so that there will be boost in tourism activities. So these are the things about, and I believe that if given the nod, we are going to mobilize a lot of our elsewhere who are investors to come and help uh, in the constituency, in the district. Thank you.
Nice, 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 nice. You mentioned the beach, so I can help ask this question. One of the issues we usually have from the Adina, Gaveji, Adafieno area is that when there are perennial floods, we still get bombarded. Now, people say that you have not been in parliament before, but it takes relationships between you, government, and you talking to, higher powers, and, defense. How do you think with your experience you are likely to have that happen?
The rain is even heavier now. So please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. I'm saying that because you haven't been.
The sea erosion, the sea defense.
Yes, sea defense.
Yeah, the sea defense. Last 4 years, my manifesto, one of the things I included in the manifesto is to push for the people. We should agitate for the fixing of the sea defense wall. In fact, the sea defense wall should move from Agaveji straight to Aflau. Otherwise, a lot of communities will be consumed. And I believe that that project is capital intensive. But when we are able to sell our sickness to the public, especially to the government should be ready to invest. If government also knows that if they fix the sea defense, it is going to create opportunity for the people there because of tourism. I think government will be ready to push for that project. The world is moving into the service sector. Tourism is fetching, giving a lot of revenue to to country. So I believe strongly that if government believes that the coastal belt is a tourist attraction, they should be able to invest a lot of money there to save the community. And this can be done through agitations, this can be done through lobbying, and I believe that I can do a lot of things in that area. Thank you.
Oh, I don't know if you heard what I just said, but
Please
basically what
move.
I'm saying is that yeah, Aflau happens to be Aflau, the Denu areas, the Ketu South pretty much used to kind of produce some of the most brilliant people in Ghana. We have
Yeah.
a solid education system.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
I understand you are teacher yourself. Okay. I don't know if today we can say Aflau is still doing wonderful or the Ketu South is still doing wonderful with regards to producing some of the best talents education wise, what would you do in your power or with the position of MP to ensure that our schools become the best in the country one more time?
Okay, thank uh in the area we are not doing well at the basis. In secondary school, we have only 3 secondary school. Now we have our Flower Senior High. At the basic school level, the BEC results are not showing any good show. We are not doing very well. We are doing badly because it is now common for us to see a student completing with aggregate 40, aggregate 45, and those days, especially around 1990s, early 2000, if you score aggregate 25, we laugh at those people. We laughed at those people. But today, students are very happy scoring aggregate 30. So I believe that we are not doing well. If given the opportunity, I have lined up some policies that I believe, if considered, it will help us. The first one is Teachers Award. We believe that teachers who are doing very well should be given special awards, and that one will be MP's special award, so that it will encourage a lot of teachers to deliver. Another one is, I believe that if given the nod, I'll use 3 months of my salary
Okay.
together with some of the monies I can get from my families, my friends, so that I can set up a special education fund
Okay.
which will help special students who are very good, so that we can encourage a lot of people to deliver at the basic school level and secondary school level.
Okay.
I believe I have a lot of policies. I've done a lot in that area, supporting a lot of students at the university level and at the secondary school level.
Okay.
And I believe, if given the nod, in having experienced something in the past, in the 90s, when I completed GSS, and comparing it to today, I think if given the nod, I will do well in the educational area,
All right.
in the areas of education. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Great. I mean, I'm confident that that is possible, especially because you actually are employed in that area. So in that, and there are organizations like the Flower Association of North America that has been supporting education in the same ways you describe it. There are scholarship programs for brilliant students, but who are needy and perhaps did very well in secondary school. So there may be, relationships that maybe we can connect you with other people so that that dream that you just expressed can come true. Now, let me ask you this quickly, right? Aflao is a diverse
Okay.
community. It has people from all over the place, especially because we are border town. We have all the tribes that you can imagine. We have the Hausas, the Asantis, everyone. So it's a diverse community. Sometimes other underrepresented people feel marginalized. How would you, when I say marginalized, meaning that sometimes conflicts would arise, but in my time in Aflawa, I haven't really seen this before where Asantis are fighting with Muslims or anything. But because of the diversity, there has to be some cohesion. What are some of the plans that you have for like community organization, having events, soccer teams, festivals? What are some of these plans to kind of to kind of build that community, the sense of community together, so that it doesn't matter where you come from or what language you speak. The fact that you are from the constituency, that you are fairly represented. How would you be able to
No,
do this? Yeah.
thank, thank you very much. In fact, I live in an electoral area where we have very diverse group of people. We have houses, we have the Nigerian, the Yoruba people, we have the Igbo people. I'm from Duta electoral area, and I am about to have one of the biggest Muslim community in the whole of Water region. We call the place Gakli, or others use a name which I don't want to mention, but it's in my electoral area. What we do is, they we allow them to use our football park free of charge because we believe that they are part of us.
Right.
Every year we organize a tournament where we involve the Muslim community, and we are good to go. At the political organization level, at the branch I belong to, because they are also part of us. Although we have about seven, we normally have 9 member executives, but because of
Right.
that diversity, you just make 2 of them to be part of the executive so that they will also feel belonged. And we are doing very well
Right.
in terms of inter-community relations, inter-tribal relations. Aplau, for example, will not experience any tribal thing. Aplau people fighting uh, Nigerian people or the Yoruba people. We don't have that. Agbozuma people will not do that. So we are good to go. The most important thing is we should integrate. When we went
Right.
to the Muslim community, they were telling us that because they've been doing very well for my political party, it will be prudent that if the party wins power one day,
Mm-hmm.
they should also appoint some of their educated people into some serious institutions so that those in the Muslim community can pick it from there. They will feel proud that they are also part of the system. So they put a petition, a verbal petition before me that if given the nod, I should try as much as possible to push them so that they can also get to places. They also complained that the education there is not good in the Zongo communities, the Yoruba community. So it is always business, business.
Right.
So they are appealing to us. They are appealing to us that we should be able to establish scholarship for them so that we can push them. They even said that no Muslim community, disadvantaged community, got scholarship from the party I belong to. I am now proud of that. I know that we've been doing a lot of things to help them, but when they said it, I told them straight away that if given the nod, I will be able to help 5 Muslim girls who want to go to secondary school, who want to go to tertiary. I'll be able to do that. And they were very happy. I've been doing a lot in that area. But if you petition or you present yourself to me,
Right.
it is easier to do. So we are good to go. I believe that the integration, Ketu South, we don't have problem with other underprivileged groups.
Right. Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So as of 2010 survey, I think Ketu now have more than 100,000 people, and the place is continuing to grow. When that happens, when
Yes.
population increase in a community like ours, what you see is that the demand for resources and infrastructure is now elevated. So demand for hospitals, the schools are now on the increase. But we don't have hospitals to cater for all the people we are attracting to our district. How would you work with your other MPs and with the ruling government to ensure that uh, our district needs are prioritized?
Thank you very much. I'm happy you mentioned hospital because I met the paramount chief of Aflao 2 months ago, and he was talking about a land that he was able to acquire for a major hospital around Gamadra area. So I think I will leverage on that and then team up with the paramount chief so that we can lobby for a mega hospital facility. Aplau has almost 90 to over 100,000 people. So we need a bigger hospital. That is not only it is not only in respect of Aplau. Agbozume and Keko are now heavily populated, especially when you are moving from uh, the coconut. If you are moving from Kweja Kofe and other places entering Agbozomo, you will see that the people are moving to these areas and they are building mega houses there. When you are moving to Dodo Kofe and then Amaji Kofe, you see a lot of people building there. So that place also, the health center there should be upgraded to a clinic so that it can take on some cases that a health center will not. In respect of education, we have a Aflawo Secondary School now. My plan is that because of the population explosion in Aflawo, that school should be converted to a boarding school so that we can increase the number of people who will be willing to go to that school. I also have a plan. If you see my previous year's the manifesto that I presented 3 years ago, and then the current one, we have a community called Zioma. Because of the population, my plan is that if God permits, I will start a basic school in that area because I did the same thing in my electoral area, which is now Duta Basic School. So the people are happy and they are praying that I should be given the nod so that we can satisfy that uh, condition of people going to school. Education is very key. When people are highly educated, they can go and bring a lot of things to the area in terms of development. So these are some of the things I want to say.
Interesting. So, in talking about the hospitals, one thing that is really lacking is a hospital for children. Because as the population is growing, a lot of South are having babies, but we don't have a pediatric center or sort of a hospital that takes care of the little ones. So maybe you should take that into consideration as well as you embark on this journey and have that at the back of your brain as we strive to build this community and make it stronger. Let me ask you, what do you think about the role of women in politics? And I'm asking this question especially because our current MP is a woman. And one of those popular ones, some of us used to call her Iron Lady because she's a tough lady. She's been in the public eye for a while, but most people you speak to want to encourage that. They want to encourage the women to step up and represent us. What is your perception of the role women play in our politics and how that can be enhanced, and how do you support that whole idea? Foga, can you hear me? All right, so I may have lost him there, but the question I was asking is a really important one because the person Foga is running to replace is actually a woman. So it'd be interesting to hear from him what he thinks about the role of women in politics. He's handled the questions that I've posed to him so far. He's working hard around the clock to support diversity in the community. He supports the idea of loaning school parks for other communities like the Muslim community to actually do their activities on there, play soccer, whatever it is they do. They celebrate Salah together. I quite remember growing up in that area where when we're celebrating Christmas, we send some rice to the Muslim, but when they are celebrating their Salah, OMG, like we the Christians, I think we are a little stingy. We don't send them as much meat and rice as they send us. They send us all kinds of things, and that goes a long way to build a community. We feel loved by them, so we really can't wait for them to finish that fasting, even though we don't want to do the fasting with them because it takes too long. You can be fasting for 30 days. It takes too long.
About gender or the women,
yes,
I am one of the people who have been supporting.
Go ahead.
Women in education. But I believe that I will not say women becoming a member of parliament. I will not say that. But I believe that the party allows all qualified members to contest. And I believe that because they know what I've been doing for them. them. They believe what I'll do if I'm giving. That is it.
Right. So you support women education, you support women in leadership, you have no problem in women leadership. I have George Hughes saying sex shouldn't really. He says sex shouldn't be a question that should replace the right representation. The right candidate should carry the day. So I mean. I think that is your understanding of the issue as well, and you are believing that you are the right candidate. It's not because you are a man or anything. I have my producers also watching, Kinley, and I'm sure they're going to criticize me after this. Thomas Boy Asante. Tommy, good day. Thanks for watching, and I'll be expecting your feedback after the show. So, you know, Foga, the people in Aflau or in the Ketu staff are saying allergy, allergy. What does that mean? What is allergy?
Yes.
I don't know if you heard that question, but I'm saying we are hearing allergy, allergy, allergy. What is that? Is it just a political term you've coined for this campaign, or what is allergy? What is allergy? If you can help my viewers understand that. All right, so guys, I mean, the internet is an issue. Is an issue. I have Togbi Hanyo with us. He's also saying, I think he tried to warn me that I was on mute earlier. But Togbi, I believe I've taken myself. One thing I try to do is when my guest is speaking, I try to take myself off sound so that I don't interrupt him as much. Well, like I said, the Ketu South guys are saying allergy, so we want to understand what that means, but I want Foga to come back so I can ask him for how people can support him. The point is, a lot of my viewers are all over the world, in the United States, some in the United Kingdom. They cannot vote for you. They are not part of the delegates. So how can they support you? So Foga, if you can come back and answer that question, that would be wonderful. Oh, my coffee shop people are watching. So basically, we have a group in Aflawo called the Coffee Shop. All right. And it's comprised of both the NDC and the MPP. These folks, some of the very wonderful guys in the districts, in the constituency. They are friends, but they go and debate politically. You would think they're enemies, but that is the essence of the coffee shop. Thanks for watching. Abraham Food Tupo from the coffee shop. Foga, can you hear me? Foga, if you can hear me, answer the question of how can people support, how can they reach out to your campaign and assist, what type of assistance do you need, etc.
Oh, okay. Thank you
Right.
very much. I believe that my hope, my story is a
All right. It's one of those days. One of those days.
generation who are in school. So if you want to support me, uh, you know, this election,
the sound is killing us. The sound is killing us. So, oh my god. Well, Okay, so the elections are coming up. I believe the way you can support Foga is to send him some money. Um, I'm gonna do an orthodox thing here. I have his number. I don't know if he's gonna give me his permission to share it, but if that is something I can do, hopefully I can get him to give me his permission to do so. I'll share his number with you so you can send him Momo. I think he will need that most. He will appreciate that. There's a long message here from Foga himself. He says, Foga, okay, let me just read it. I say, Foga trained in Spaco, Legon, and Commonwealth Hall. Foga Nukunu has done a lot for the party, serving as branch secretary, chairman, constituency chairman, youth organizer. He's been a registrar. I think he told us all this, right? I think he also said some things here that maybe he hasn't already said. He says he led the fight against diamond cement dust pollution issue, which ended with Chirac. That's a big deal. That's a big deal because diamond cement is one of the biggest companies in Ghana, and we are lucky to be their host. They are located in the Ketu South. And their activities, the cement production activity, it's a very pollutive activity that the community suffered from for some time. And, he took them on. And this case ended all the way up to Chirac headquarters and Parliament Select Committee on Environment, Science and Technology. So he's not in Parliament, but that he has taken steps to combat environmental irresponsibility of a company like Diamond Cement, which went all the way to a select committee in Parliament. And things like that endear such people to the leadership roles that they are fighting to occupy. Because imagine if he was in Parliament himself, right? And he says he's a youth development enthusiast, and through him, doctors, lawyers, engineers, journalists, educators, etc., were shunned out. Of course, being a teacher himself at the almighty Kita Secondary School. And I'm also glad that he went to my secondary school, St. Paul Secondary School, which is, Yeah. Hey, Foga, you are back.
Yes, please, I'm back.
Okay, so Foga, I'm asking, we are trying to end the program, but I'm asking, how can people support you? A lot of the people who are listening to you today would like to support you one way or the other. How can they do that? Should I give them your number? Who should they send Momo to? Because we need money for you to sail through the rest of the days.
Okay, my number is also there for the Momo, so you can give it to them. And I believe that any contribution given will be used effectively to prosecute this campaign.
Okay.
And the campaign is for the contest is like David and Goliath battle. Interest of the constituency we are coming from. All other things being equal, I will not disappoint Ketu people.
Okay. Explain what you mean by David and Goliath a little bit, because I may think that you are saying you are running against an incumbent who is all powering, but what do you mean by David and Goliath exactly?
Yeah, there is a popular belief that Foga is a common classroom teacher who teaches in secondary school, therefore will not have the muscle to battle a former deputy minister. And I believe that when the people are deciding on you, there's nothing you can do.
Okay.
When there is revolution, nothing stops. So I believe that is what I mean by David and Goliath.
I heard you came very close to winning. How close was the last election, by the way?
Yes, I lost by 31, lost by 31 votes.
Out of
But
what?
I believe we've done a lot of things. Okay, what happened? Well, we have about 1,781 delegates, and then I got 555, and the winner got 586.
Okay.
So that was what happened. They shared the rest. So, and I
So
believe that we've done a lot
have you convinced a lot of the delegates this time around to vote for you?
we've done a lot of work, and I believe that we had a vetting recently, and the
Right.
vetting results show that all of us passed, and
Okay.
the energy, the support that people gave me uh, at the vetting ground shows that
Mm-hmm.
my branch executives are willing to work. They are ready to go to the people to campaign for me. They are ready to push for me. So we are good to go.
Right. Right. Okay. I'm going to post your Momo account so people can reach out to you that way. But is there any last messages that you want to leave with my people who are listening to you, um, and to anybody who perhaps is hearing you for the first time? What are the last few messages you want to leave to them that the MPship of Foga would do well for the Ketu staff? I know I have a Tom Nifenyo, who I would also be providing your information to, because he has some information that he wants to share with you. But what are your last messages that you want to leave with us?
Okay, my message is very simple.
Mhm.
I am coming to provide a very humble and a respectful leadership. A
Mhm.
leadership that will respect assembly members, a leadership that will respect branch executives, a
Mhm.
leadership that will respect chiefs, a leadership that will value the people who put me there. I've been part and parcel of them. I schooled in Aflau from basic school level to secondary school level. When I
Mhm.
went to university, I came back to serve my community as an assembly member and
Right.
work for the party at a branch executive up to constituency level. So I believe
Mhm.
that um, I'm coming to change something that our people are yearning for. I'm coming to present myself so that all our teaming youth, the children, the younger people will know that if you also attend school in some villages or some community, you can also rise up to that level of becoming an MP. So
Right.
that you don't sit somewhere without knowing the dynamic become a member of parliament. It will
Right.
create a lot of problem for you and it will not make you effective. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Foga, I heard your brother. Your brother is a judge. All right. Is that correct? Is he a high court judge in Accra? Okay. All right. So basically, what that means is Foga is a twin, and his twin brother is actually a federal judge. Why is that fascinating
Yeah,
to
my
you?
twin brother is called Judge. He
Okay. Okay.
also one of us. He also attended to Hima Goduma, to Sparkle, to Lagos.
Right. Okay. Um.
Before moving to Ghana School.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the fascination with that story is that it is clear that you came from a very humble beginnings, but this type of stories actually are brilliant, especially coming from the Ketu Seven. There's many more of people who actually come from humble beginnings like this, and through education, they reach the heights that are very impressive. Like you yourself, doing very well for yourself, running for member of parliament, likely to represent us starting from 2025. Your brother rising all the way to become a circuit court judge. Those are the type of stories that I am familiar with, that we are able to produce or manufacture from the Ketu South. And I hope that your candidacy would ignite that again in the constituency. Foga, Togbi Hanyo is saying that something happened on what is that? It says some behavior on the morning show with Sam Kush today. What exactly happened there on the show today with Sam Kush this morning?
Okay. This one I didn't listen to Holy FM, but maybe
Okay.
uh, a panel. I'm not aware because I didn't listen to. I was hearing that some MP people came to condemn the MP, something like that, but I'm not
Right.
aware of that. Personally,
Okay.
I issued a statement that if Foga is attacked, nobody
Right.
should respond. I
Okay.
am strong enough to face any my opponent, any
Right.
verbal abuse on anybody. So I'm not. I didn't listen to the program. I was told that from the MPP side used some harsh language against one of the aspirants.
Okay.
And
Okay. I think those ones are coffee shop guys, so we'll take that to the coffee shop and deal with it. So, thank you so much, Foga. Of course, I'm gonna plead with everybody listening to us to support this campaign, and hopefully
I'm not sure.
we will celebrate when the results are out. Foga, so when is the election? Is the election on the 13th or the 15th? Okay, I think I can fetch that for you as well. So, guys, stand by. I will let you know when the elections are. Foga's number, as I've disclosed earlier, is plus 233, which is the Ghana code, 24 668 2307. So plus 233 Please help him in any meaningful way that you can. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could just be you show up to support him. And make sure that the votes are counted properly. People do not disrupt during that delegate level election. And this year around, we hope and pray that he is able to marshal the necessary number of delegates to move to the next step. And the funny thing about Ketu South is because it's an NDC stronghold, whoever wins this election is the MP of Ketu South. My understanding from my Ketu South, that account calling itself Ketu South, I'm sure that is from the Foga camp there. My understanding is the election is going to be on May 13th. So May 13th is when this election will happen. And we'll be back here to provide you updates with regards to how that has found out. But we wish you all the best. Thank you so much for coming to join this conversation today. I'm sure everybody listening can discern from your presentation that local politics matters. Politics is local, and local politics matters. Your relationship, your way of dealing with people, I'm sure has come to kind of provide you some dividends. So don't stop doing what you're doing. Continue to be the best you can be. Continue to be the people person that you are. And the God Almighty will support you and see you through this election. I know this is not easy. I mean, you're running against an incumbent. That is a difficult thing to do. You have the balls to do it. So I would encourage you to see it all the way through. And whatever support you need, please don't be shy. Feel free to reach out to us. Some of us will be able to spread the word among our friends and friends of friends, and you will get all the support you need. And when you do make it to become the member of parliament, please always remember your roots. Again, my name is Alfred Amuzu, and this is the Ghana Agenda for April 8th, 2023. We really appreciate you for watching. Again, if it is Saturday, it's Ghana Agenda time. The following weeks, I would be off air. So on the 15th, there will be no show. On the 20th, there will be no show. 29th, no show. I would be traveling on the 6th. So the next time we would have a show would be May 13th, the same day that these elections will be going on. So we'll bring you updates from the election and who's winning, who's not winning, etc., etc. But wish me luck. I have to take exams, so I have to prep for my exams, and that is why I would be off air for a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching and always supporting the Ghana Agenda. We really appreciate you. We just put Ketu South on the map, and I hope this discussion has been helpful to you in understanding the political future of that constituency, which is the constituency with the most votes for the NDC in every election since time immemorial. And so who represent that constituency is very important to us. It's key. And over time, over the ages, we've seen where Accra of NDC actually determines who runs in that constituency. And I think the people are getting tired of it. People are getting sick of that. When you want to see the internal democratic workings of a party, you look at how they select their MP candidates from their constituencies. And this is going to be one of those races that is key. Hopefully it's not Accra with the heavy hand sort of determining how the chess kind of plays out, but that it is from the grassroots, because with a grassroots energized, you are likely to have more votes even in the general. Although, of course, it's Ketu South, so the votes are going to come anyway, and people take that for granted. But let's pay attention to this. In 2016, the understanding is the Ketu South sat out the election. What could be the reason? So we want to kind of take all this into consideration as we go to the polls. If you're a delegate, if you know somebody who's a delegate, please speak to them. Sell the candidates. I'm not necessarily saying Foga, determine on your own level who should be the appropriate person to represent you. But we've learned about Foga today. If Mr. Moti is available, we'll try to see if we can bring him on as well. Maybe I'll be hoping to sacrifice the 15th April, which is next weekend, to do one more show just to kind of bring in the other candidates so that it can be a play, a fair sort of playing ground. That way, nobody is advantaged because of the Ghana Agenda magic. But again, thanks for watching the show. My name is Alfred Amuzu, and for the Saturday is the Ghana Agenda. Happy to have you all the time. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll be back maybe next week or on May 13th when I'm done with my exams. Thank you. Bye-bye.